And the winner of the Eurovision Song Contest is... will be announced in 3 or 4 juries' time. I'm kidding. My name is Fernand. This is my live show, the show where we look at all the cool, crazy world that is everything in live TV. And of course, it's May, so you know what time it is. Happy Eurovision! Yeah, I'm a bit too overexcited, as you can tell. Whilst we get ready to open up to this year's edition, with many of us placing bets as to potentially who could win, I thought let's look back to those defining moments, to when the winners were announced. This part of the show usually goes quite as expected, all the glitter and confetti, all the celebration, before collapsing into an awkward heap of presenters speaking over each other.
Thank you all for cheering. Thank you so much.
Fantastic for live TV. But some years have been truly beautiful from start to finish. So here are my top 5 picks as to what has been the best winners announcements over the last 10 years. Now, of course, the last 10 years have seen a bit of an interesting change when it came to announcing winners. From 2010 to 2015, it was the usual way where the winner was announced, with the exception of 2013 to 2015, where the winner was announced with a few votes to go. This, of course, was changed in 2016, where the winner was revealed at the very end to provide a much more climactic and exciting voting experience. All of this has been taken into account, and you'll see in my top picks. I'll be looking at how the winner was announced, whether it be through the actual televote or through the actual presenters doing so. I'll be looking at all the excitement and energy given as they make their way from the green room to the stage, especially through the camera direction here, and how this short point of the show can really be delivered as a beautiful moment in live TV, as you'll see as I reach my number 1 spot. So without further ado, in at number 5 is Lisbon of 2018. First time host of the contest, Portugal made sure that even after their 54-year wait, they delivered a beautiful show, with the show dripping in sea influences. 2018 sees the 3rd appearance of this rejigged voting results procedure, introduced in 2016, with the winner not announced to the end of the very last vote. We, the viewer, are used to this style of results by this time, and so the director really uses this chance to eke up the tension little by little. Especially with this great 3-shot, showing Austria at the top of the leaderboard, and Cyprus and Israel yet to get points. It could be any of these that could win. And what I really like about this is the surprise when we realise that Israel is the winner, but it comes as that, as a surprise. What I think could have been done here, as you'll see in my later spots, is the director could have slowed the tension down a little bit. We started with a 3, and should have gone down to a 2-shot before revealing the winner. But Israel, of course, was one of the favourites that year, so going straight to a finish was pretty much deserved all the same. What I also really liked about this was the gorgeous music, an extended version of the theme that year, which was just long enough for the long walk from the green room to the stage, of which Netta takes a sweet, sweet time. And for those just so satisfying moments. This bit here, where with the drop of the music, at the transition, the graphics come on, showing the final result. It's pretty nice. It's a beautiful result, full of excitement, and does pretty well. But it's beaten by my number 4, 2019 in Tel Aviv. It's like the previous few years with the rejigged results procedure, but we've seen some really nice developments by the time we reach 2019. As we near the end of the voting results, we have this fantastic 3-shot, just like in the 2018 edition. But rather than announcing the winner just then, the tensions turned up just a little bit more. As North Macedonia receives her points, we end up on a 2-shot to further draw out attention. Who could it be? Could it be the Netherlands at the top of the leaderboard? Or could it be one of the contest favourites that year, Sweden? In fact, the director does really well at really teasing it out, as there's a solid 90 seconds between the end of that result to when the winner is announced. 1 minute and 30 seconds of going back and forth to really ramp up the tension. Fantastic. Then of course it's announced, and it's confetti and commiserations. This shot here is a picture. Now what I really liked about this is the special winners music adapted from the theme tune, which isn't always something you see from year to year in Eurovision. It can be quite generic, or sometimes just using the theme itself. The graphics were spectacular this year, with lots of nice little customized additions, and this grand and clear winners announcement graphic just animating on is just mwah. We have confetti for the winners walk, which isn't something you see in every year, which is interesting. And at the very end, these 4 presenters being quintessential professionals, as it doesn't end with them talking all over each other. Each one closes the show in turn, nicely and smoothly. Top marks all around. But it's beaten by my number 3, which has some close competition with my number 2, but we'll get to that. Number 3, it's Malmo of 2013. Now this was a very controversial year as the winner was announced with 3 countries left to reveal their votes. A bit of a shocker at the time, especially when you're expecting to see results announced at the end, when all of a sudden this happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have voted and we already have a winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2013. And as you can see, I have dressed accordingly.
But SVT and their world-class production levels, they still delivered a fantastic finish. As we proceed with the rest of the results, we jump back and forth from the scoreboard to seeing Emily make her way from the green room to the stage, which kind of makes sense given it's a bit of a long walk from there to the arena. This is quite nice as it breaks away from the polishedness of it all, where we actually see the little bits, Emily getting ready, with a little fussing and a little twiddling of getting her earpiece in and all of that. I think is wonderful. It's also a little attention to detail that really makes it wonderful. As you can see here, the flag bearers, as we saw at the beginning of the show, are also here lining the carpet on the way to the arena. Now this section is the reason why it scored so highly in my top picks, as it's absolutely beautiful to watch. 2013 is notable for some of the most beautiful camera direction we've seen in years. Absolutely gorgeous cinematography. And rather than cutting from camera to camera quite pedestrianly, every shot here is beautifully mixed from one camera to the next, as we follow Emily across the bridge, down the steps and onto the stage. It makes it seem a lot more of a beautiful package of sorts, rather than just cutting pedestrianly as would be expected in live TV. It's a little bit of effort here that makes it absolutely beautiful to watch. This shot especially as the Steadicam makes its way to go behind Emily, revealing her view as she crosses the stage into the arena. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this is actually quite fitting considering the fact that the bridge is almost a representative way of Denmark getting into Sweden, given the fact that Malmo is 20
minutes away.
I said that.
Another thing which I liked again is the music. It's another adaptation of the fantastic theme we've had this year, and Sweden seems to be pretty good at doing this, at having nice little individual and customized sound bites and sound signatures for various parts of the show. Top marks. 2013 is hot on its heels to my number 2. It's another Swedish one as we head back to Stockholm of 2016. Thunder and lightning.
It's getting exciting.
Mons, you're a funny one. The drama is back. Following 3 years of the winner being announced before the end of the results, things were changed up in 2016. This year sees the first appearance of the Melodifestivalen style result, where the jury votes were announced separately and the televotes all combined, which meant that the winner was not revealed until the end of the very last vote. Fantastic TV, and what a year to see this play out. Here we have Russia, currently in 15th place, yet to receive their televotes, but they've been announced at this point because they're the crowd favourites and have received the most. Now the following sequence here is something which I absolutely love. We have the introduction of the two-way shot here, as the tension is rapidly but slowly building. The key thing here is pacing. The music replicating heartbeats. Mons takes his sweet time here.
You have given your highest score to Russia.
To really pace things out.
All of.
Before revealing the points.
361 points.
Because even here the points is delayed by a second or two after Mons announces it. Now the sound effects come into play, because the actual action on the screen doesn't happen until the end of the result, which further tweaks up the tension. And the cherry on top of the cake, even Mons here holds fire until the result is actually visible on screen.
Which is not enough to pass Ukraine!
This in my opinion was what was missing in Portugal some years later, as the winner was announced before us viewers at home could actually see the results land in place. With this end result, Eurovision legend Philip Kirkorov's face is a picture. It's done so well here, but there's one thing I've done a little bit differently. As the televote points land in pink, I would have waited until the actual country lands at a spot before revealing the actual added points. Here the points are seen instantaneously, so those with quick eyes and quick maths can see it lands in third place before it does so. I would have made sure that the points isn't actually added up until it actually lands at its spot. This of course was something that we saw in later years of Eurovision, which is fab. Other things I like about this year is this bejeweled version of the winner's theme. And as we saw in 2013, Sweden are really good at having various remixes for customized parts of their show. And if you look really closely online, these mixes are available at your heart's content. Go check them out, one's actually my alarm clock. And of course having the track long enough to sustain a long walk from the green room to the stage. Speaking of long walks to the stage, as a director I would have been losing my nut here because Jamala is taking a sweet time giving everyone a hug. Sometimes there's just one too many hugs when you need to get to the stage. Pleasantly stressful. Much like the previous Swedish edition, the 2016 feels a bit more youthful and dynamic compared to the beauty of 2013. Before I reveal my number 1 spot, here are some notable mentions. 2014 was another great year. Like 2013, it was pretty controversial as it had the winner announced before the end result. However, this section here is still pretty good. I had a triumphant punchy dance version of the theme, a shorter walk from the green room to the stage with plenty of great camera angles here revealing the stage in all its glory, and like in following years we have the golden shower. Plus this year, as a testament to the professionalism, presenters filled very well here to allow Conchita to get ready, which of course can be an awkward point in the show with the presenters talking over each other. 2015 was another fantastic year, albeit controversial. The music here is beautiful, a great triumphant version of the theme, which makes sense given Austria's heritage with classical music and how they showed off with the orchestra at the beginning of the show. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the best winners remixes. Future host for 2016, but winner of this year, Mons, benefits from coming from a close green, which means a swift entry down to the stage. The Confetti, I'd say it's well timed, which is, but only when it makes it down the stairs, and it's a beautiful shower of gold. However, the closing links here just fall completely apart. Obviously because of Sweden's complex stage needing some setup time, but yeah, the presenters were absolutely abysmal here. Oh, and can't forget 2017, a bit more of a muted affair, and for the first time since probably 2010 on screen, we have bouncers. Salvador's protection here is pretty hilarious. Talk about presidential levels here. Secret Eurovision service. And so we come to my number 1, but before I reveal it, go on, give us a like and a subscribe to enjoy more of my live show content. My number 1, my 12 points if you will, is Oslo of 2010. Before controversial results and rigged voting procedures, 2010, 11 years ago now, gosh, wow. 2010 is a completely different affair. The results are revealed the most traditional way, but it's how the winner is announced that is absolutely gorgeous, and Norway does it perfectly. All hail Queen Nadia, as she does this.
The winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2010 is Germany!
This is gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. I'll break it down. It's grand, it's beautiful, it's regal, it's royal almost. It almost feels like we're introducing a new queen, which eventually we pretty much did. All it takes, one long, beautiful shot with a Technocrane, with a wonderfully choreographed dolly zoom as it moves forward and zooms out at the same time. It's almost like a spaceship taking off as the lights turn on and begin to reveal the back of the stage, where the green room is hidden this whole time. The music swells and we even see the presenters standing here applauding, waiting for the newly crowned Eurovision royalty to make their way down the red carpet, of course. And finally, as the stage lighting and the back of the stage finally lifts up to make enough room, this camera shot is fantastic. Lena makes her way through, absolutely emotional, confetti pouring behind her. It's a sight. Now this short segment is simple in its production, but it's absolutely beautiful. From the camera shot to the swelling of the music, the chills you get from watching it. It's almost a bit of a tearjerker as well. And it's moments like this that really deliver the magic of Eurovision. It can literally be all the hype and the pompousness, but sometimes how something is presented can really make you feel a certain way. And that is one perfect example. So these are my top 5 picks of the most climactic parts of the show, the results. Do you have any favourites? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you think some years are better than most? Let me know. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up or 2. And make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. And because I love talking about it so much, previous episodes are here. Enjoy. And follow me on my social networks, which are down here. Yeah. Till next time people, stay cool and see you next Eurovision month. Make sure you catch it out. Till next time, hit record and stay live. Peace!